Dodol is a classic Goan sweet, often compared to bibinka, the queen of Goan desserts. It's dark brown, made from rice flour, coconut milk, and black palm jaggery, and has a firm, jelly-like texture. The mixture is cooked slowly, stirred continuously, and then cooled and sliced. Dodol holds a special place in Goan culture. Traditionally prepared by Christian households during Christmas, it has become a staple in Goa's multicultural culinary history. Franjo Fernandez, president of the All Goa Bakers and Confectioners Association, said, "Dodol is unique in Goa because of the ingredients and method of preparation." The origins of dodol are debated. Some scholars trace it back to royal banquets in Indonesia's Medang Kingdom between the 8th and 11th centuries. In Goa, it's believed to have been introduced during Portuguese rule in the 17th century. The sweet is also linked to cultural practices, like gifting dodol and bananas after childbirth. A geographical indication, or GI tag, would protect dodol's authenticity and cultural identity. Deepak Parab, nodal officer at the State Council for Science and Technology, said, "We hope a GI tag for dodol will standardize traditional methods and practices, ensuring its authenticity and possibly facilitating exports in the long run." Amaravathi, once a grand Buddhist site in India, has a rich history of rise and fall. Its story begins in the late 1700s with an accidental discovery. Raja Vesareddy Nayudu stumbled upon ancient limestone pillars while searching for building materials. Oblivious to their significance, he used them for construction, leading locals to follow suit. This destruction continued until 1816. Colonel Colin Mackenzie, India's first surveyor general, revisited the site in 1816. His survey, though destructive, unveiled the Amaravathi Stupa, a monumental Buddhist architectural feat. Amaravathi became a symbol of Andhra Buddhism's early spread. Amaravathi's stupa inspired the Amaravathi school of art, one of ancient India's 3 major art styles. Its intricate limestone carvings influenced Buddhist art across South Asia, including the Ajanta caves and Southeast Asia. Buddhism in Andhra declined due to the rise of Shaivism and economic changes. By the time Mackenzie arrived, much of Amaravathi was lost. Yet, its legacy endures, influencing modern art and architecture. Excavations at Perumbalai in Dharmapuri district have unearthed fascinating artifacts, shedding light on ancient civilizations. Conducted by Tamil Nadu's Department of Archaeology, these findings reveal a rich historical tapestry. Among the discoveries are potsherds with geometric graffiti marks, dating back to the 6th century BCE. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin released the report, Excavations at Perumbalai 2022, detailing these significant findings. The site yielded 1,028 inscribed potsherds, with 297 carrying recognizable signs. Common graffiti include geometric symbols, stars, and swastik-like marks. The pottery, made from fine, well-levigated clay, belongs to the Iron Age. In addition to pottery, 351 antiquities were found, including terracotta objects, beads, and an unidentified copper coin. Notably, a black and red wearable with a swastik sign was discovered, highlighting the site's historical significance. Perumbalai, located on the bank of the Nagavathi River, was once the northern boundary of the Kongu region. This excavation provides a glimpse into the early historic period of this culturally rich area. The longest day of the year for those living north of the equator is June 21st, known as the summer solstice. This occurs when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degrees north latitude. Earth's axis is tilted, causing the northern hemisphere to receive more direct sunlight between March and September. During the solstice, the North Pole is tipped towards the sun, resulting in the maximum amount of sunlight for the northern hemisphere. People around the world celebrate the summer solstice in various ways. Some gather around bonfires, while others visit ancient sites like Stonehenge in England or the Temple of the Sun in Peru to greet the solstice sun. In the Arctic Circle, the sun doesn't set during the solstice. However, the solstice doesn't always mean the earliest sunrise or latest sunset, as this depends on the latitudinal location of the place. The summer solstice is a unique astronomical event that brings people together to celebrate the longest day of the year. Whether through ancient rituals or modern festivities, it's a time to appreciate the sun's energy and light. The Gujarat Forest Department has begun translocating spotted deer and sambars from Gir Forest to Barda Wildlife Sanctuary, located about 100 kilometers away. This move aims to support the conservation of Asiatic lions. Using the BOMA technique, which involves luring animals into an enclosure through funnel-like fencing, 23 spotted deer were captured and transported to Barda. Special vehicles were used to ensure their safe journey. This initiative will boost the population of spotted deer in the second home of Asiatic lions in Gujarat, said an official release. A robust prey base is crucial for the long-term conservation of these majestic predators. In January 2023, a male Asiatic lion naturally recolonized Barda after 143 years. Since then, 5 more lions have shifted their territory from Gur to Barda, highlighting the sanctuary's potential as a habitat. The translocation of spotted deer and sandbars will continue over the next few months. This is active management of wildlife, said a source, aiming to establish a healthy population of herbivores in Barda. Scientists have discovered a new tipping point for runaway melting of Antarctic ice sheets. Warm ocean water is intruding between the ice and the land, accelerating the melting process. This phenomenon is driven by human-caused global warming. The study, published in Nature Geoscience, reveals that as ocean temperatures rise, warm seawater seeps into the grounding zone where land and ice meet. This intrusion can extend from short distances to tens of kilometers, melting ice from below. This accelerated melting threatens a significant rise in global sea levels, putting coastal communities at risk. Every tenth of a degree of warming makes these tipping points closer, said Alexander Bradley, lead author and researcher with the British Antarctic Survey. Current models used by the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, have underestimated ice loss. Bradley emphasizes the need to update these models to better predict future sea level rise and prepare for it. The study underscores the urgent need for climate action to prevent these tipping points from being passed. The Pine Island Glacier, Antarctica's largest contributor to sea level rise, is particularly vulnerable due to its land slope allowing more seawater intrusion. Srinagar has earned the prestigious World Craft City tag from the World Crafts Council, a non-government organization dedicated to empowering artisans and preserving craft heritage globally. This recognition highlights the exceptional skill base of Kashmir. With over 4,000 years of written history, Srinagar has long been a hub of artistic excellence, especially known for its shawls, carpets, and papier-mâché. The 14th century saw a significant transformation with the arrival of Persian and Central Asian artisans. The World Craft City tag is expected to revive Kashmir's historical connections with craft centers in Central Asia and Iran. This will provide a boost to Kashmir's traditional linkages, said Salim Beg, head of Intash Kashmir. This recognition shines a spotlight on Kashmir's unsung craftsmen, promoting genuine crafts and craftsmen. Mahmoud Ahmed Shah, director of Handicrafts and Handloom Industries, noted that the sector is witnessing a revival with geographical indication tags and craft tours. The World Craft City tag will enhance global recognition and demand for Kashmir's handicrafts, providing sustainable income opportunities through increased sales and tourism. It will support skill preservation, cultural heritage, and access to networks for collaboration and growth, said Mujtaba Qadri, a craft revivalist. Kozhikoda in Kerala has been declared India's first UNESCO City of Literature. This prestigious title was formally announced on June 23 by Kerala's Minister for Local Self-Government, MB Rajesh. Rajesh emphasized that Kozhikoda is to Kerala what London is to global talents. It is a city unpretentious and hospitable, with an undying spirit of freedom, he said, highlighting the city's rich cultural heritage. Kozhikoda's recognition stems from its notable contributions across various cultural spheres. The city boasts renowned writers, including 2 Jnanpith awardees, and has made significant strides in cinema, music, and media. Mayor M. Bina Philip announced that June 23rd will be celebrated annually as City of Literature Day. Awards will be given in 6 categories, including comprehensive contribution, women writers, and children's literature, during an annual cultural festival. Minister for Tourism P.A. Mohammed Rias launched the logo and website for Kozhikoda, City of Literature. He mentioned that Baypur and the House of Writer Vaikom Muhammad Bashir will be integral parts of the Malabar literary circuit, enhancing the city's literary landscape. Every year on June 21st, the International Hydrographic Organization celebrates World Hydrography Day to raise awareness about the importance of hydrography in understanding our seas and oceans. The theme for 2024 is Hydrographic Information, Enhancing Safety, Efficiency, and Sustainability in Marine Activities, reflecting the ongoing transformation in navigation, including e-navigation and autonomous shipping. The Indian Naval Hydrographic Department under the Indian Navy is the nodal agency for hydrographic surveys and nautical charting in India. It has published over 650 electronic and paper navigation charts for global use. Last year, the department distributed over 650,000 electronic navigational charts, earning nearly 800 million rupees. As Navaraya the 8 coordinator, it covers 26 million square kilometers of the Indian Ocean, sharing vital navigation safety information. The India Winds, Indian Warning Information and Navigation Services web portal, provides near real-time information and has garnered over 3.5 million views since its launch in December 2022. The National Institute of Hydrography in Goa trains hydrographers and has educated over 800 trainees from 41 countries, supporting global hydrographic expertise. The Panchayat, Extension to Scheduled Areas, Act or PISA, has significantly boosted forest conservation in India by empowering scheduled tribes as political actors. This has led to a unique approach to balancing conservation and economic interests. Passed in 1996, PISA extends local government councils to scheduled areas, mandating political representation for scheduled tribes. This representation has enabled these communities to protect their livelihoods, which depend on forest resources, from commercial exploitation. A study by Saad Gulzar, Apurva Lal, and Benjamin Pasquale found that PISA led to an average increase in tree canopy by 3% per year and reduced deforestation rates. The effects were more pronounced in areas with significant forest cover. The study identified two key mechanisms: economic incentives and opposition to mining. Empowered scheduled tribes protect trees for their livelihoods and resist commercial timber and mining, which are major drivers of deforestation. PISA's mandated political representation for marginalized communities has proven effective in forest conservation. This approach not only safeguards the environment, but also supports the economic interests of vulnerable populations, offering a model for sustainable development. A recent survey reveals that 77% of Indians want stronger climate commitments. Conducted by the United Nations Development Programme, the University of Oxford, and Geopol, the 2024 People's Climate Vote Survey shows a global trend of people demanding more robust climate action. In India, 33% of respondents think about climate change daily, and over half worry more about it compared to last year. However, only 26% believe India is addressing climate change very well. The survey highlights the public's growing concern and desire for effective climate policies. The survey follows an intense heat wave in north and central India. Meanwhile, Uttar Pradesh plans to fell nearly 33,776 trees for the annual Kawar Yatra pilgrimage. Additionally, the Great Nicobar Project, a R72,000 crore initiative, will see 9.64 lakh trees cut for infrastructure development. These projects threaten diverse ecosystems. The Great Nicobar Island, home to 650 plant species and 330 animal species, faces significant biodiversity loss. Compensatory afforestation is planned in Haryana, but the environmental impact remains a critical concern for many Indians pushing for stronger climate action. Mumbai-born writer Sanjana Thakur has won the prestigious Commonwealth Short Story Prize for her story, Aishwarya Rai. This accolade brings her a cash prize of £5,000. Thakur is the third Indian writer to win this prize, following Parashar Kulkarni in 2016 and Kritika Pandey in 2020. She also recently won the Regional Prize for Asia, earning an additional £2,500. Aishwarya Rai is about a lonely woman evaluating potential mothers from a local shelter. Thakur describes it as a story about mothers and daughters, bodies, beauty standards, and Bombay street food. Thakur, 26, is currently pursuing a Master of Fine Arts degree in fiction at the University of Texas in Austin. She grew up in Mumbai, moved to Dubai for high school, and then to Boston for undergraduate studies. Jury Chair Jennifer Nansuboga Makumbi praised the story for its brutal irony, sarcasm, cynicism, and wry humor, highlighting its tight prose and stanza-like paragraphs. Thakur's win highlights the global appeal of her unique storytelling, rooted in non-Western traditions and Hindu mythology. Uttarakhand is gearing up to study the risk posed by 13 glacial lakes during the monsoon season. This initiative aims to prevent disasters like glacial lake outburst floods. The Uttarakhand State Disaster Management Department, or USDMA, will conduct a vulnerability study of these lakes. Ranjit Sinha, Secretary of USDMA, emphasized the importance of this study due to the dangers posed by climate change. Of the 13 lakes, 5 are in high-risk zones. These include lakes in Dharma, Lasaryanghati, and Kutiyangti valleys in Pythaраgar district, and Vasudharatal Lake in Chamoli district. These lakes are situated at elevations above 4,000 meters. Starting in July, teams will perform a bathymetry study to gather accurate data on lake sizes, glacier formation, and melting patterns. This information is crucial for assessing risks and implementing preventive measures, such as puncturing the lakes and placing pipes inside them. The study involves experts from various institutions, including the Indian Institute of Remote Sensing and the Geological Survey of India. Previous glacial lake outburst floods in Uttarakhand, like the 2013 Kedarnath disaster, highlight the urgency of this initiative. South African scientists have developed a groundbreaking method to combat rhinoceros poaching by injecting radioactive material into their horns. This innovative approach aims to make the horns detectable at border posts. South Africa, home to most of the world's rhinoceroses, faces severe poaching driven by demand from Asia. Despite government efforts, 499 rhinos were killed in 2023, an 11% increase from 2022. James Larkin, director of the University of the Witwatersrand's Radiation and Health Physics Unit, spearheaded the initiative. By placing tiny radioactive chips in the horns, the material renders them useless and poisonous for human consumption. At the Limpopo Rhinoceros Orphanage, the team drilled small holes into the horns, inserted the radioisotopes, and sprayed 11,000 microdots over each horn. The dose is low enough not to harm the animals or the environment, but strong enough to trigger detectors at international borders. The project, named Rhizotope, involves 20 live rhinos and aims to deter poachers effectively. Conservationist Ari van Deventer believes, maybe this is the thing that will stop poaching. With proper scientific and ethical protocols, this innovative approach could be a game changer in protecting these majestic creatures. South India's first and India's largest leopard safari has opened at Bannerghatta Biological Park. Inaugurated by Environment Minister Eshwar Khandre, this safari spans 20 hectares of fenced open forest area. Currently, 8 leopards roam this undulating terrain, featuring natural rocky outcrops and semi-deciduous forest. Bannerghatta is home to a significant population of free-ranging leopards, making this safari a vital initiative. The facility was created at a cost of Rs 5 crore. The safari area is enclosed with a 4.5-meter-high vertical chain-link mesh and inclined MS sheets for added security. 4 acres within the safari are separated by a solar fence to help leopards acclimatize. This setup aims to educate visitors about leopards and human-animal conflict. During his visit, Minister Khandre also inaugurated a renovated elephant weaning center, a baby care room at the Butterfly Park, a children's play area, and flagged off electric buggies. He named a male elephant calf Swaraj and released 6 Hamadryas baboons for public display. Future plans include new enclosures for emus, rheas, hunting cheetahs, baboons, and Indian gray wolves, along with skywalks connecting the zoo and Butterfly Park. Borneo elephants, the small pachyderms of Sabah and Kalimantan, are now classified as endangered on the International Union of Conservation of Nature's Red List. This status highlights the urgent need for conservation efforts. Only about 1,000 Borneo elephants remain, with just 400 breeding adults. Over the past 4 decades, 60% of their forest habitat has been lost due to logging and oil palm plantations, severely impacting their survival. Human activities have fragmented their habitat, leading elephants to stray into settlements and raid crops. This often results in conflict, and sometimes the killing of these majestic animals. Poaching for ivory and hide also poses a significant threat. Conservationists emphasize the need to protect and expand forest habitats, support local communities, and enforce anti-poaching measures. Establishing wildlife corridors through oil palm plantations is crucial for allowing elephants to roam freely and maintain genetic diversity. Borneo elephants are genetically distinct from other Asian elephants, having separated tens of thousands of years ago. Their smaller size and unique skull shape make them a distinct subspecies, Elephas maximus bornensis, whose conservation is vital for biodiversity. The mainland serow, a mammal resembling a mix between a goat and an antelope, has been recorded at its lowest elevation ever in Assam, India. A team of scientists documented a lone mainland serow at just 96 meters above sea level in Ramona National Park, far below its usual altitude range of 200 to 3,000 meters. This sighting occurred within 1 kilometer of human habitation, marking a significant discovery. The finding, supported by photographic evidence, was published in the Journal of Threatened Taxa. The paper was authored by a team of experts including M. Firoz Ahmed from Arignac and Dipankar Lakhar, among others. This discovery adds valuable data to the limited information available on the species. Panu Sinha, Divisional Forest Officer of Kachugaon Forest Division, stated, "The discovery of the mainland Sero near the Ganda Bajrum anti-poaching camp is good news for biodiversity conservation." Dr. Ahmed emphasized that this sighting could boost efforts to restore degraded habitats and recover certain species populations in Raimona. Declared a national park in 2021, Raimona's new status and this discovery highlight the importance of ongoing conservation efforts to protect vulnerable species like the mainland Sero. The Pench Tiger Reserve in Maharashtra has launched an advanced artificial intelligence system for early detection of forest fires. This groundbreaking technology aims to revolutionize forest fire management. The AI system features a high-resolution pan-tilt zoom camera with a visual range of 15 kilometers, covering over 350 square kilometers of the reserve. It can differentiate between smoke and clouds, minimizing false alarms and ensuring accurate alerts. Traditionally, forest fire detection relied on satellite alerts. Now the AI-powered platform Pantera integrates camera feeds and satellite data to provide real-time alerts within 3 minutes. It operates 24/7 even at night and analyzes weather data to forecast potential fires, aiding in proactive fire control. The system, installed on a high hill near Kirangasara village, includes a control room in Kolit-Mara. It was developed through a collaboration between Pench Tiger Reserve, Satputa Foundation, Gramayo from Brazil, and Forest Fire Tech, a division of Scala Inc., USA. Funding came from Solar Industries India Limited and the Maharashtra government. The Karnataka Tourism Department is gearing up to promote the UNESCO World Heritage Site at Somanathapur as part of the Mysuru tourism circuit before Dasara this year. M.K. Savatha, Joint Director of the Department of Tourism, announced plans to cross-promote the 13th century Keshava Temple at popular Mysuru tourist spots like the Palace, Zoo, and Chamundi Hills. This initiative aims to raise awareness and encourage more visitors to explore Somanathapur. To make the site more accessible, the department is considering operating buses to ferry tourists to Somanathapur. Discussions with stakeholders and the district administration will address the feasibility and logistics of this plan. The department will also develop an app through a private ticketing portal, linking to the tourism department's website. This app will provide detailed information on tourist sites and allow for e-ticket downloads, reducing the need for lengthy queues. However, signal issues at Somanathapur need to be resolved for effective e-ticketing. In addition to these efforts, a bloggers' meet will be held at Somanathapur in July. The department is also exploring the possibility of conducting cultural programs at the site during Dasara to further enhance its appeal. The worst mass coral bleaching event has devastated 97% of the coral at Lizard Island, Australia, in just 3 months. This catastrophic event highlights the severe impact of rising sea temperatures. Lizard Island, located in the northern part of the Great Barrier Reef, has become a critical site for studying the effects of climate change on coral reefs. Scientists used high-resolution drone images to assess the extent of bleaching and death on the island's coral reef. The imagery, captured between March and June, revealed a horrifying decline, with nearly all the coral succumbing to bleaching. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reported that over 70.7% of coral reefs worldwide have been impacted by bleaching-level heat stress since January 2023, surpassing all previous global mass bleaching events. Jane Williamson, professor of marine fisheries ecology at Macquarie University, noted that almost 1/3 of the Great Barrier Reef experienced every high and extreme levels of coral bleaching last summer. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization has expressed its utmost concern and urged the Australian government to make the data public. The Australian Institute of Marine Science will release its annual report soon. In recent years, the global focus has shifted towards sustainable solutions to combat climate change. One innovation making waves is the adoption of biomass briquettes as a fuel alternative. Biomass briquettes, compact blocks of organic materials, are revolutionizing the power and electricity generation sector. Valued at $429 million in 2022, the market is projected to reach $721.2 million by 2033, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 7.8%. Biomass briquettes are carbon neutral, releasing no additional carbon dioxide when burned. They help mitigate greenhouse gas emissions and utilize agricultural and forestry residues that would otherwise decompose, releasing methane. This contributes to waste management and carbon sequestration. In rural areas, biomass briquette production units create employment opportunities and stimulate local economies. They provide a reliable source of renewable energy, reducing dependence on costly imported fuels and enhancing energy security. Biomass briquettes rely on locally available feedstock, reducing exposure to price volatility and geopolitical uncertainties. Their modular production units allow for scalability and adaptability, ensuring a more agile and resilient supply chain. Biomass briquettes offer a sustainable solution to energy security and environmental challenges, paving the way for a greener and more resilient future. The National Botanical Research Institute, or NBRI, in Lucknow, is reviving endangered flower species for the Sri Jagannath Temple in Puri, Odisha. This initiative ensures the availability of sacred flowers, preserving both temple traditions and plant biodiversity. NBRI supplies flowers like marigold, tuberose, tulsi, jasmine, and davana to the temple's Matatoda garden. Gardeners receive periodic training on agro practices, and a polyhouse has been established to grow these plants year-round, ensuring a continuous supply. Floral decorations play a crucial role in the temple's rituals. The most important decoration of the deities is the Bada Singara Besha, said NBRI. Deities are adorned with various floral ornaments, including garlands intermixed with tulsi leaves, enhancing the spiritual ambiance. NBRI has also created 2 unique gardens at the temple, Navagraha Vatika, showcasing planet-specific plants, and Surya Vatika, featuring vibrant floral colors representing the sun's rays. These gardens add to the temple's botanical diversity and aesthetic appeal. Through these efforts, NBRI not only supports the temple's floral needs, but also contributes to the conservation of endangered plant species, ensuring that the rich traditions of Sri Jagannath Temple continue to thrive. Thank you for watching. If you're preparing for UPSC or any civil service exams, don't miss out. Like and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates on arts and culture, geography, environment and ecology, and history. Stay informed and ahead in your preparation.